I know I'm pretty. I do have a superiority complex.
Pick me lesbian.
Pick me to not want a body count in the triple digits.
Sneak into the men's night drama.
Girls trying to pull him. How I pulled him.
Why am I so ugly?
Nice guys always finish last.
Gays like this want to be picked so bad.
Hey guys, today we're taking a look at different kinds of pick-me behavior. Gay, straight pick-me's, female pick-me's, male pick-me's, you name it. Because we always tend to think of one specific kind of pick-me, and we're gonna start with that pick-me. How many times am I gonna say pick-me this video? Let's see. Because at its core, most of this behavior revolves around the same impulse. The strategies may differ, but the objective stays the same: to be chosen, to be set apart, to be picked. Let's begin with this girl who went viral recently for her video where she talks about being so pretty. So pretty, in fact, she can't go anywhere without people staring at her. Let's see.
Being pretty makes going out in public so intimidating. And guys make it so obvious too. Like, I hear you. Like, I literally hear what you're whispering to your friends, and I see you all staring at me. And then also, this guy literally tried to like walk into me to like get my, I'm like, oh my God. And this is not even to be like, oh my God, I'm just so beautiful. But it really is true. Like, going in public, being a pretty girl, you know you're being looked at, and it's intimidating. Like, I don't know. I also didn't grow up looking like this. And so being seen, like, all eyes on me like this gives me so much anxiety. And honestly, what I think it actually is that makes it all worse is now that I have a social media following, I hear people being like, oh, I follow her on Instagram, or like people will come up to me.
So I believe she has around 50,000 on both platforms, TikTok and Instagram, which is of course a lot of people, don't get me wrong, but she's making it sound like she is Ariana Grande and she just can't leave the house without someone recognizing her. With 50K, I don't know if that's realistic. And then all her videos started to be about this, right? The internet trolls try to tell me I'm mid. Never believe a word haters say. Now, she's conventionally attractive, right? I don't think it makes sense to go on her page and be like, you're not pretty, you're ugly, don't say that. No, there's nothing wrong with saying I'm pretty. I believe that I am beautiful, great. But the way this came off, it's a bit narcissistic. It's a little weird to claim you hate going out in public because you're so pretty. Everyone is whispering, everyone is staring. You know, people who are genuinely secure, they rarely feel the need to announce this kind of thing, even if it's true. So the louder someone is about their desirability, the more it tends to read as insecurity rather than self-assurance, which I'm sure she doesn't want. Or maybe she's just really smart and she's trying to rage bait people, because it doesn't matter what kind of engagement you get as long as someone is engaging with your video, right? Making it go viral. And if that's people saying, well, actually, I don't think you're pretty, doesn't matter, she's still gonna get views. Maybe that's her plan. But if it's not, you know, there are plenty of genuinely beautiful women who move through public spaces every single day without scanning rooms, right? Looking for confirmation or turning imagined reactions into proof of worth. Again, there's nothing wrong with saying, yeah, I know I'm conventionally attractive, or even acknowledging it out loud. The issue is when that becomes your entire persona. My whole thing is that I'm beautiful, and I know I'm beautiful. When every post, every story, you know, every complaint revolves around how other people are allegedly mesmerized by you, you will start to come off as conceited. Now, again, I don't know if she cares. Maybe she doesn't care. But if she genuinely lacks the self-awareness to understand how narcissistic this presentation comes across, then actually she's not all that smart.
I'm pretty, and I know I'm pretty. The thing is, I do have an ego. I do have a superiority complex.
Oh, and it says you should believe you're better than anyone else, really.
Why would I, the only person who lives in my own universe and has been there through every moment, every experience, every conversation, believe that somebody else is on my level? I don't know you the way I will ever know myself.
So there are plenty of people who believe they're more attractive or smarter or superior to others. Most of them understand that broadcasting that belief is gonna make them look bad. It's not a good look. So they keep it to themselves. And here, yes, you are the only person who has lived your, you know, internal experience, but that's true for everyone, and that does not place you above others, right? It simply makes you more familiar with yourself. So why would you assume that makes you better than other people? Loving yourself and being confident is one thing, right? That's healthy. But that does not automatically mean others cannot be on your level. Like, I'm sure there are things you're great at and then other things not so much, just like everyone.
I'm glad that I'm so emotionally intelligent, but it's also the worst thing ever. Like, I'm just so drained of like catching on to things that other people don't, and like trying to explain the like intuition I have and the vibes I catch, and like
I can like tell the vibes really like well.
You guys are all talking your shit, and I'm over here like, I manifested this.
I get everything I want. Like, they have no idea.
Wherever I go, everyone stares at me because I'm so pretty.
Yes, I think I'm pretty and amazing. I don't know why you're all freaking the fuck out about that. Obviously, I know how the first video came off. I said being Insta famous is not for the weak. You guys are just dumb. But the funniest thing is how angry everybody is. Like, you are all losing your shit. And then you're like, we want someone real. No, you don't.
Now, I agree with one thing, right? No one should be jumping into her comments saying you're not actually pretty, you're so ugly, like you're delusional, all of that. Because again, she looks good. And even if she didn't look good, that wouldn't be, you know, a great thing to do. But to publicly narrate your own greatness, right? And then mock your audience and then act shocked when not everyone receives that warmly, that's weird. Because the moment you post that kind of video, you're inviting interpretation. People are allowed to comment on your tone or your delivery, the way you frame yourself. That's not necessarily hate. It's just how public platforms work. Now, again, depends what people are commenting. I'm sure she's getting a bunch of nasty comments and she claims not to be bothered by it, which is great. But you don't come across as someone who is unbothered if every other video is you claiming to be unbothered. I just think that if something truly didn't affect you, there would not be a need to justify it, especially over and over and over again. Like once you can be like, yeah, you know, that doesn't really bother me. I kind of expected it. But every video or every other video, it's either I'm amazing, I'm beautiful, I know I'm beautiful, you're jealous, or none of it bothers me. It doesn't bother me. Coming off a bit defensive. And this is kind of where the pick me element comes in because it's this constant emphasis on being stared at better than other women, being envied, being exceptional, relies on, in her case, based on the other videos she has made about men, on male validation, right? And the audience reaction in general as proof of worth. That's what she seems to be after, kind of like the usual pick-me's we see, which I know you may be familiar with. So how girls acted around him to get his attention. They're twirling their hair. But how I pulled him for life. And it's chips. It's always the chips and the bun. Other girls trying to pull him. Again, eating and the bun. How I pulled him. Other girls trying to flirt and get his attention. How I pulled him. Chips, but not a bun this time. A hoodie. But you guys get the idea. The premise isn't just that she found a partner. It's that other girls were competing, performing, but she ate chips. Now, this narrative only works if other women are reduced to desperate background characters, right? They were trying so hard, twirling their hair, but I ate a chip. You're not like the other girls. Thanks, it's because I drink and cheat like my granddaddy. Classy.
Here's what I ate on a plane while having a full panic attack. I almost choked on my cherry because I was scared of the turbulence, as you can see from my face. I usually take medication for any flights because of anxiety, but I didn't this time, which is a huge mistake. Watch the movie and relax, but I could not relax because you can see it's shaking. I'm scared. I'm holding onto the side. My pinky's up. That means I'm really scared. And then the captain announced that we're gonna go through some turbulence, so everyone buckle up. And but now I'm feeling much better. I'm moving on to a snack.
Oh, girl, that was so cute. You were like a baby. You know, a lot of us already have to deal with screaming kids on flights because child-free planes don't exist for some reason. You're stuck for hours with a kid crying, kicking your seat, and parents doing absolutely nothing about it sometimes. That alone is bad enough. But let's say no babies, no screaming kids, peace. But then you're trapped on a plane with a grown woman in first class who sets up her phone and literally screams like a child to, of course, replace the actual child. This is so embarrassing. Pick me, main character syndrome. I mean, anxiety is real, right? But this looks so performative, especially when she's back to enjoying her little snacks moments later, like nothing happened. Her pinky's no longer up. If you're flying first class, you can probably afford a therapist and you can get some Xanax. You said yourself you usually take your meds, so why not take the meds if you knew you were gonna do this? But no, you had to subject everyone else to your meltdown, which still does seem fake, like wanting to look fragile and cute and shriek for your video at the expense of everyone else's peace.
Let's just say somebody posts how they got engaged to the love of their life. And then you open the comments and someone has a picture of their engagement ring talking about, I just got engaged yesterday. Okay.
I've noticed that too. It's like the bean soup thing. Well, what if I don't like bean soup on a video about a recipe for bean soup? Then don't make the bean soup. Go look up a recipe for something else. Not everything is about you. So announcing your engagement on someone else's post about their engagement, it's just trying to redirect attention back to yourself. Those people are insufferable.
Avoid the girls' bathroom in clubs. I always just like sneak into the men's because there's no line and there's no like drama and annoying like, he said that.
What drama? You know you don't have to talk to people, right?
Charlie, that's a complete boundary violation. Men deserve male-only spaces and women deserve female-only spaces. You can't just walk into the male restroom because there's less people or there's less drama. You're treating those boundaries as optional because you find it quirky or convenient, right? That's already a problem. Second, what drama? I've been using women's public restrooms my entire life. Occasionally at like crowded events, clubs, women talk to their friends. You're not obligated to participate or to listen or to linger. You can use the bathroom and leave. So that one of the boys thing, good luck with that.
Oddly specific things that I think are pick me. Girls that swear they hate Taylor Swift or Olivia Rodrigo just to be different.
Well, I swear that I don't like their music, and music taste is subjective and people are allowed to not connect with certain artists without that being some, personality flaw or without that being pick me. So I think this is a silly example. I'm not obligated to like every female artist just because I'm a female.
And I never needed makeup. My face card don't decline. All I need is some lashes and some lip gloss and I'm good. I don't see how you females be putting all that makeup on your face. I swear some of y'all be looking like clowns for real.
Yeah, criticizing women for wearing makeup, criticizing women for not wearing makeup, both are ridiculous. Both assume there is a correct way to be a woman, something you have to do. No, some people genuinely enjoy makeup because the process is fun and creative. It's not always about impressing someone else, which a lot of people can't seem to understand. And other people, they may dislike it, they don't feel comfortable in it. Both are fine. There are plenty of people who move in and out. Sometimes people wear it, sometimes they don't. Let's not try to position ourselves above other women just because we wear or don't wear mascara. Crazy idea. Pick me gamer girl.
Hey bros.
Hey.
Oh, a girl. Hey, are the guys here yet?
Oh, it's just us girls tonight.
Oh, sorry, I've never really been to an all-girls sleepover before. Are we still gonna game? Or do you guys want to watch like Love Island or something? Because I'll just go.
Ew. I don't know any gamer girls, so you guys will have to let me know if that's accurate. So now let's talk about the straight male pick-me, which does present differently, right? Pick-me women often elevate themselves above other women to gain the male attention, right? Pick-me men, it's usually the inverse, so they diminish themselves to try and gain reassurance from women. It's the guy who constantly fishes for compliments by putting himself down.
Would you rather have invisibility or super speed?
Oh, I'm already invisible. At least that's kind of how the world treats me.
What?
I never feel heard or seen.
Hi, Emma. Hi. Whoa. What? Girls don't usually respond to me. This is new. Why? Why? Dude, what's wrong? I'm just thinking about how women used to not be able to run for president.
Yeah, that's another pick-me pattern, right? Pretending to care about women's rights as a performance, the performative male thing we've seen. There's genuine concern for women's rights that shows up consistently, including when it costs you social approval or doesn't benefit you personally. But if that only shows up when you're trying to get the attention of another girl, pick me, choose me.
If I can recall, I don't think I've ever been mean to a female. I'm trying to—
Yeah, you're
don't
really nice.
interrupt me.
Oh.
Yeah, if I wasn't ugly and fat, you'd probably want to go out with me.
I never said you were ugly or fat.
Wait, so do you want to go out with me?
No,
because you think I'm ugly and fat.
Exactly. What makes it manipulative too is this repetition. The self-deprecation becomes a personality and it places women in the role of the emotional caretaker, while he gets to avoid developing an actual personality or healthy confidence. Guy hitting on you who thinks we're still in the pick-me epidemic of the early 2000s.
Well, you're actually like a girl who's funny. Like, do you know how rare that is? You're like so short. You're like this tall. I think brunettes are hotter than blondes. I'm f***ed up in the head. You drink beer. I'm in love.
Why am I so ugly?
What are you on about?
You don't get it. No girl is ever gonna want me.
Stop being like that.
Stop being like what?
Like a pick-me.
I'm not being a pick-me. It's just the truth. Nice guys always finish last.
I'm just fat and ugly and no one wants me. That's your line. Tell me I'm handsome. Tell me you date me. You won't? I'm a victim. Wow. And I've learned what works best, right? Regardless of the gender. When you know for sure this is what they're doing, look them in the eyes, nod. Oh, you're so fat and ugly? Yeah, just nod. Because their goal is to prompt women to rush in and correct them, to soothe his or her ego. Not gonna happen. I'm so ugly, I'm so fat, I'm so invisible. Wow, yeah.
Guys, I'm so ugly. Man, why would a girl ever date a guy like me? Woo-woo.
You must have no friends or something if you're talking to someone as lame as me. I am a nice guy. Nice guys always finish last. Or so it seems.
Genuine decency is usually quiet and consistent. So people can see that you're nice, for example, through your behavior, not your words, not because you said so. It doesn't need to be announced every second, and you don't need constant validation through approval. Oh, we have the pick-me trans girl.
Hear me out.
Why can't it just be LGBT? Otherwise, we might as well just add the whole alphabet, right? Right?
Well, I don't think you have to be trans to believe it, and I agree with that. Acronyms exist for a reason, do they not? Right? To describe something specific, not to expand endlessly until they lose their meaning. So LGB, that just referred to the sexual orientation. Then the T was added. Not sure why. Transgender has to do with, gender dysphoria, all that, versus who you're attracted to. Okay, we added that, but regardless, now we've added like 30 other letters. When does it end? Adding every possible identity category, eventually it's going to turn it into something incoherent. No one's arguing that straight people should be included, obviously, because that would defeat the purpose of having a defined group in the first place. So inclusion still requires boundaries. Every community does. Without that, the community stops describing anything real. It's just, well, anyone can join. You're a he, him lesbian? No, you're not a he, him lesbian. I could rant about that too for a while, but not today. Yeah, but anyways, you can be trans, gay, bi, whatever, and still believe that definitions matter. You can advocate for respect while also recognizing that not every identity fits under the same umbrella.
Yeah, I'm gay, but I don't make it my whole personality like some people do. Did you see she literally has a pride flag pin on her shirt?
Pin, okay, but some people have straight up pride capes. I don't see how choosing not to center your sexuality, not making that your entire personality, how is that a bad thing in your eyes?
We get it. I feel like misandry is basically equal to misogyny because why are we hating on anybody?
You can acknowledge scale and impact. So misogyny has produced concrete, documented harm throughout history. In the present, in many countries around the world, we have disproportionate rates of SA, domestic abuse, forced marriages, child marriages, limited access to education in parts of the world. So that context matters, and that should not be diluted. I agree. But at the same time, misandry does not function as the solution here. Contempt toward men as a whole, an entire gender, will not undo misogyny. It just further normalizes dehumanization. So you can acknowledge that misogyny has caused deeper, more widespread damage while also rejecting misandry. Misogyny is a problem. So therefore, the solution is to generalize an entire gender and hate half the population. I don't know about that.
And the pick-me lesbian is a lesbian that's just I don't really care about, gay anything. I'm just lesbian and nobody freaking cares. People need to stop making it a big deal. Gay, it's not that serious. Oh my God. We don't need to make it any different.
Well, because how is it a big deal? How is it a big deal who you are attracted to, who you date? If it's between two consenting adults, why should that be a big deal?
I'm just but low-key, we do. You know why? Because they used to arrest our people. They used to not treat them the best.
So that's why right now in the United States, where we're not getting arrested for dating the same gender, we should be tattooing rainbows on our forehead. And if you don't, if you're not into that, you're a pick me. Huh? How about we just date the same gender and we don't make it our entire personality? How about that? In fact, both positions can coexist without conflict, right? Sexuality does not need to be minimized into silence, of course, whether you're gay or straight, but it does not need to dominate someone's entire persona. Okay, it's just part of a person.
I hate that you can't criticize gay culture without being called a pick-me. I've seen so many people on TikTok complain about how hookup culture has become gay culture and how that's harmful for gay people because it essentially turns everyone into objects. And there's still people in the comments calling them pick-me's. Pick-me's because they don't want to participate in hookup culture. Is it pick-me to not want a body count in the triple digits? I don't think so, but so many of y'all whores out there think it is. But so many of them don't realize how harmful this is to the gay movement as a whole, because it's no longer about love is love, because anyone who says love is love gets shunned. It's about I want to I want to right now.
I've seen this more with gay men. I agree, that's not pick-me behavior. Criticizing a culture does not mean you are pandering for approval. Hookup culture should not be synonymous with gay culture. Reducing connection to constant availability often trains people to stop seeing themselves as whole humans. And that's going to harm gay and straight people alike. Now, obviously, people can participate in hookup culture if that's what they want to do. But promoting it, especially to young adults who are still forming their sense of self, that's going to have consequences. And that's something we can and should speak up about.
How do you date somebody and find somebody to marry in a world that you don't relate to? In a world where I get excited about Luke Combs' new album coming out and they go gaga over Lady Gaga's album coming out.
I love Lady Gaga.
Pretty sure there are gay people that are fans of Luke Combs.
Where I vote Republican and they vote Democrat.
There it is.
just want to blend in with society and they want to do everything to stand out in society.
Not every gay person is an exhibitionist. I know many who are private and like to blend in.
Well, to that point, actually, there is an issue with the pride parades and them being advertised as kid-friendly, then having half-naked men and women. That's a problem, right? We should speak up about that. Neither of them mentioned it, but I'm just saying that's an example where it's okay and actually necessary to speak up.
I love values and morals and monogamy and a wholesome family with kids and a dog, and they want open relationships, just constant everything.
It's funny you say that you're a Republican and you want somebody with morals and values and you want monogamy and the kids and the whole 9 yards, when in reality, a majority of Republicans would not want you to be allowed to get married.
Okay, there are two separate issues going on. So first of all, I think that first guy, he's allowed to voice his concern, right, his frustration with what he is seeing in the gay community, at least where he is, right, the people he knows. It's harder to find someone who wants the same things he wants. So families, set of kids and all that. That's understandable. I don't see why he can't talk about that. The Republican thing, yeah, there's been a decline for support in gay marriage. And I'm not a Republican, that's something I've disagreed with a lot of Republicans that I know throughout the years, but in the video he's more so talking about culture, and of course this open relationship thing, the hookup culture that exists with the straight people as well. But again, I don't see how he's necessarily a pick-me just for saying, man, it's hard to find someone with the same values as me.
Would not want that to be legal, solely based on the fact that you're gay and like men. I'm sorry, this has to be the most insufferable pick-me take I have ever seen. Gays like this want to be picked so bad and want to be different so bad.
Picked by who? I think this guy wants to be picked by another gay Republican, which is going to be a bit harder, right, than finding a gay liberal, but not impossible. I don't think he's trying to be picked by random straight Republicans. That's not how that came off.
Where they will take gay people and other types of relationships and throw them under the bus.
No, he's just saying it wasn't for him. He's not a fan, and it's harder for him to date.
In order to be like, oh, I'm different. I'm not like them. In order to differentiate themselves. No matter what mental gymnastics you tell yourself to get these people to accept you, you're not one of them. Do you know how many straight people are cheating on their spouses in their marriages? A shitload.
Yes, many. What does that have to do with anything?
Be low-key. But you also don't have to shit on other people who do that in the process. Let people live the way they want to live. It has no effect on you. It truly doesn't.
So it literally does, though. Again, like that pride example, it matters how we are portraying the community. Culture shapes perception, and then perception shapes policy. So yeah, when people turn on the news and they see that exhibitionism shit at the family-friendly pride events, that's going to affect how they view gay people in general. That's a problem. That affects how parents react, how schools respond, how opponents frame their arguments. So it does matter. And in this specific case, this guy's not saying, okay, everyone who wants an open relationship, they're morally inferior and I hate them. No. He's saying, you know, I don't fit the stereotype of a gay man. Yeah, many want like privacy, stability. They want kids in his case, routine, quiet life. That's all true. What's the problem with him sharing that? Gay people are not a monolith. Straight people are not a monolith. Some want open relationships. Some want monogamy. Some love pop music. Some love country music for some reason. That's fine. Critique is allowed. Disagreement is allowed. A community that survives is one that can tolerate diversity, and that includes diversity of thought. But yeah, we covered a lot of different types of pick-me's today. The behavior shows up in different forums and contexts, and it's constantly evolving with the internet. But if I missed a specific kind of pick-me, or there's one you want me to discuss, comment it below. Also remember to like the video, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.